The Solway Firth spaceman, captured on May 23, 1964, remains one of the most baffling photographs ever taken. The image was shot by Jim Templeton, a firefighter from Carlisle, England, who had taken his wife and daughter for a peaceful outing near Burgh Marsh, a remote area close to the Solway Firth, which borders England and Scotland. Templeton took 3 photographs of his daughter sitting in a grassy field, and everything seemed normal at the time. However, when the film was developed, one of the photos stood out. Behind his daughter, there appeared to be a strange figure in what looked like a white spacesuit, complete with a helmet. Jim Templeton was certain no one else was present when he took the photo. The mysterious figure resembled an astronaut, but the problem was that no one was there. Kodak analyzed the film and confirmed that the image had not been tampered with in any way, ruling out manipulation. British authorities also investigated the case, but they could not find an official explanation for what had happened. Several theories have been proposed over the years to explain the strange image. Some enthusiasts believe the figure might be proof of extraterrestrial life or time travel. The white suit and helmet of the figure bear a striking resemblance to a NASA astronaut, even though this photo was taken 5 years before the moon landing, leading to the belief that the figure could be from the future or an alien presence. Another more widely accepted theory suggests that the figure is, in fact, Jim Templeton's wife, Annie, who was standing behind their daughter. The overexposure of the camera settings could have created a blurry white figure that appears as an astronaut. This could explain why the figure looks so unusual and out of place. In an even stranger twist, Jim Templeton claimed that after the photograph became known, he was visited by 2 men dressed in black suits who questioned him about the image but never revealed their identities. Additionally, there were reports that a nearby military missile test was abruptly canceled after the photo was taken, with officials mentioning unidentified figures seen in the area. This added fuel to the fire for those who believed there was a cover-up related to the image. Despite the various theories and ongoing speculation, the Solway Firth spaceman photograph remains an unsolved mystery. Whether it's a camera trick, a case of mistaken identity, or something more mysterious, the image continues to intrigue and puzzle those who study it, earning its place as one of the greatest photographic mysteries of all time. In a famous photograph taken off the coast of Hook Island in Queensland, Australia, captured an image that would later spark widespread intrigue and speculation. The photograph shows what appears to be a massive tadpole-like creature, with a large bulbous head and a long, slender body. The image immediately drew comparisons to the legendary sea monsters often described in folklore, and it became one of the most well-known and debated photos in the world of cryptozoology. The creature in the photograph seems to be swimming just beneath the surface of the water, and its strange appearance has led to numerous theories about its nature, origin, and authenticity. Some believe that it may be a giant, previously unknown marine species, while others argue that the image is the result of an optical illusion or even a hoax. The mystery surrounding the photo remains unsolved, and it continues to intrigue both skeptics and believers alike. The photograph was taken by a man named Ken L., who was vacationing on Hook Island with his wife at the time. They had been exploring the area's coral reefs and taking photographs of the scenery when Ken noticed the strange creature just below the surface of the water. He took a photo using a Kodak camera, and upon developing the image, he was shocked to see a large, mysterious figure that seemed to be swimming in the shallow water. The creature appeared to have a long, slender body and a disproportionately large head, which led some observers to suggest that it could be a previously undiscovered marine species. The creature's unusual shape and size made it unlike anything that had been documented in that area of the ocean before, and it immediately became the subject of widespread speculation. As the photograph was shared and circulated, various theories began to emerge regarding the true nature of the creature depicted in the image. One of the most popular ideas was that the photograph captured an undiscovered species of sea creature, possibly one that lived in the deeper, unexplored regions of the ocean. Cryptozoologists, who study creatures that have not been formally classified by science, were particularly excited by the possibility that the photograph represented evidence of a new species. Some even drew comparisons between the creature in the photograph and the infamous Loch Ness Monster, suggesting that both creatures could belong to a class of ancient, undiscovered marine life that had remained hidden from human knowledge for centuries. The idea that the creature was an entirely new species, possibly a large ocean-dwelling animal, was compelling for those who believed that the world's oceans still held many secrets yet to be discovered. However, skeptics have long questioned the authenticity of the photograph and the paranormal claims surrounding it. Some have argued that the faces in the water could be explained by natural phenomena, such as reflections or distortions in the water's surface. They suggest that the faces may have been an optical illusion created by the light and shadow in the water, or perhaps a trick of the camera. In particular, the motion of the water and the way light refracts on the surface could have caused the appearance of faces that were not truly there. This explanation, while plausible to some, fails to account for the fact that several crew members witnessed the faces firsthand and believed they were the spirits of the two deceased sailors. Additionally, there was no known explanation for why the faces only appeared after the sailors' deaths, adding to the mystery. In the 1950s, a photograph taken in Texas has remained one of the most chilling and mysterious images ever captured, known as the Cooper family photo. The image depicts a seemingly ordinary family gathering, with a group of people enjoying each other's company in what appears to be a cozy domestic setting. However, in the background of the photo, an unsettling figure can be seen hanging from the ceiling, giving the impression of a body that is falling or suspended in midair. The eerie, unexplainable nature of the figure in the photograph has left many people baffled, as there seems to be no logical or clear explanation for its presence. The photo was taken during a family gathering at the home of the Coopers, a Texas family, sometime in the 1950s. The scene is unremarkable at first glance, with the family members casually posed for a photograph, appearing to enjoy their time together. The photograph was intended to capture a pleasant moment in the family's life, but upon developing the image, something unusual was discovered. In the background, hanging from the ceiling above the family, a dark, shadowy figure can be seen, with its legs and arms dangling awkwardly, as though it is falling or hovering unnaturally. The figure appears to be human in shape, with long limbs and a head, but it is unclear whether the figure is truly a person, an apparition, or something else entirely. What makes the photograph so unsettling is the fact that no one in the photo recalls seeing the figure at the time the photograph was taken. The family members who were present during the gathering insist that there was no person in the room who could have been hanging from the ceiling, nor was there any explanation for the strange figure that appears in the background. The family members did not notice anything unusual while the picture was being taken, and no one reported seeing any strange occurrences or sensations that would have indicated the presence of the figure. This raises even more questions. If the figure was not seen by the family members, how did it end up in the photograph? Could it have been a trick of the camera or a coincidence of lighting, or is there something more mysterious at play? Over the years, and many theories have been proposed to explain the phenomenon captured in the Cooper family photo. One of the most common explanations is that the image is simply a photographic anomaly or mistake, and some skeptics suggest that the figure may have been caused by a malfunction or error with the camera's lens, resulting in a distorted image of the people in the room. Others believe the figure could have been an unintended reflection from a nearby surface, such as a mirror or window, creating the illusion of a figure falling from the ceiling. While these theories attempt to rationalize the image, they fail to provide a satisfactory explanation for why the figure appears so distinctly and clearly in the photographs, as well as why no one noticed it at the time the photo was taken. And another possibility is that the image could be the result of an optical illusion or light play. And some people believe the strange figure is simply a trick of the light or a shadow cast by a nearby object, such as a chandelier or a light fixture. However, This theory has been challenged by the fact that the figure appears too distinct and well-formed to be a mere shadow, leading many reject the idea that lighting effects were responsible for the image. Additionally, there have been reports of similar phenomena occurring in other photographs, leading some to suggest that the Cooper family photo could be part of a larger pattern of unexplained images that defy logical explanation. An eerie photograph taken aboard the SS Watertown became one of the most famous and chilling images in maritime history, and it still puzzles investigators and paranormal enthusiasts to this day. The photograph reportedly shows two ghostly faces in the water, trailing behind the ship, sparking speculation and rumors about the supernatural forces at work aboard the vessel. The crew members who witnessed the strange phenomenon claimed that the faces in the photograph belonged to two sailors who had died earlier while on the ship, and their spirits were haunting the vessel. Over the years, the photo has become a cornerstone in discussions of ghostly apparitions at sea, with many believing that it is a genuine piece of paranormal evidence, while others have proposed more rational explanations. The SS Watertown was a tanker ship that traveled between New York and New Orleans, primarily transporting petroleum. In December 1924, the vessel was returning to New York after a routine journey when an unexpected tragedy occurred. Two members of the crew, James Courtney and Michael Meehan, died while aboard the ship under mysterious circumstances. Their deaths were said to have been caused by an unfortunate accident in the engine room. Some reports suggest that the two men had been exposed to toxic fumes while working, which led to their deaths, though the exact cause remains uncertain. Regardless of the cause, their untimely deaths left the crew shaken and led to a series of strange occurrences that would eventually culminate in the photograph that would make the SS Watertown infamous. According to the crew members, shortly after the deaths of Courtney and Meehan, unusual things began to happen aboard the ship. Some crew members reported hearing strange sounds, like footsteps or voices, when no one was around. Others claimed to feel an unsettling presence, as if they were being watched by an unseen force. As if these supernatural experiences were not enough to unsettle the crew, the most chilling occurrence came when the ship was sailing through the waters off the coast of Mexico. On one fateful night, while the ship was steaming through the Gulf of Mexico, the crew members aboard the SS Watertown reported seeing two ghostly faces appear in the water, trailing the ship. The faces were said to be those of the two deceased sailors, and they seemed to be looking up from the depths of the ocean, following the ship as it sailed. The captain of the SS Watertown, along with several other crew members, witnessed the strange phenomenon firsthand. In an effort to capture evidence of what they were experiencing, the captain ordered a photograph to be taken of the faces in the water. The photo, which was later developed, revealed two ghostly figures in the water, both with pale faces and blank expressions, seemingly floating just beneath the surface. The faces appear to be translucent, almost as if they are not fully formed, but their human features are still discernible. The image was striking and unsettling, and it was soon shared with the public as evidence of a haunting aboard the ship. The photograph became an immediate sensation, and it has remained one of the most talked about paranormal images ever taken. The haunting faces in the photo were said to belong to the two sailors who had died earlier, and their spirits were believed to be following the ship as a way of seeking justice or attempting to communicate with the living. The crew's claim that the faces were those of the deceased sailors, combined with the eerie circumstances surrounding their deaths, led many people to believe that the photograph was genuine evidence of a haunting. Despite the various theories and explanations, the photograph of the SS Watertown ghosts remains one of the most enduring and compelling pieces of paranormal evidence in maritime history. Whether the faces in the water are genuine apparitions of the two deceased sailors, a trick of light and water, or a hoax, the photo continues to capture the public's imagination. The legend of the SS Watertown ghosts endures, and the photograph remains an important part of the folklore surrounding ghostly encounters at sea. As with many paranormal phenomena, the truth may never be known, but the story of the SS Watertown will continue to haunt those who look into its mysterious past. The Charlie No Face image is a well-known and unsettling photograph associated with the urban legend of a man named Charlie No Face, also known as the Green Man. The image, which has become infamous in online circles, is often described as a creepy and eerie depiction of a man with severe facial disfigurement. However, there is much more to the story behind this haunting image. Charles No Face was a man from the Pittsburgh area of Pennsylvania who became a local legend due to his unusual appearance and the mysterious circumstances surrounding his life. He was reportedly a victim of a tragic accident when he was a teenager, which left him with extreme disfigurement. In one version of the story, Charlie was electrocuted by a power line while playing near it, which caused severe burns to his face and body, leaving him with a visage that many found frightening and unnatural. Despite his physical appearance, Charlie No Face was known to walk the streets at night, often on a bridge near the neighborhood. It is said that he would wander the roads in the darkness, often seeking solace in the solitude of the night. Due to his unusual appearance, local residents and passers-by began to spread stories about him, with some referring to him as the Green Man because of the discoloration in his skin caused by the burns. Over time, these stories morphed into urban legends, and Charlie's image became synonymous with fear and mystery. The creepy image of Charlie No Face that has circulated online is believed to have been taken by someone who encountered him on one of his nocturnal walks. The photograph is haunting in its portrayal of Charlie, capturing his disfigured face in stark contrast to the darkness around him. His facial features, often obscured by shadows or disfigurement, give the image an unsettling quality. The image evokes a sense of both sorrow and fear, as viewers are confronted with the reality of a man who suffered greatly, yet became the subject of both fascination and horror in local folklore. While the photograph itself may be unsettling to some, it's important to remember that the true story of Charlie No Face is one of resilience. Despite the hardships he faced due to his disfigurement, Charlie is said to have been a kind and gentle person who never harmed anyone. In fact, those who interacted with him describe him as quiet, humble, and friendly, often enjoying simple conversations with strangers. The image of Charlie No Face continues to captivate and haunt people, not just because of its disturbing appearance, but because it is tied to a real person who, despite being the subject of eerie stories, was ultimately a tragic figure who lived with his injuries and the public's curiosity about him. The eerie photograph, much like other unsettling images tied to urban legends, highlights how real events can evolve into chilling myths over time. When a story is passed down, details blur, and fiction often overshadows reality, giving rise to supernatural interpretations. The haunting image of Charlie No Face continues to spark curiosity, with many viewing it as proof of something beyond the ordinary. However, behind the eerie tale lies the true story of a man who endured hardship and became the subject of widespread speculation. His tragic accident led to years of isolation, yet those who met him described him as kind and soft-spoken, far from the terrifying figure legend suggests. Despite his passing in 1984, his legacy remains embedded in local folklore, his image fueling eerie stories that refuse to fade. Whether seen as a ghostly apparition or a misunderstood man whose life was shaped by rumor, the legend of Charlie No Face persists, ensuring that his story will be remembered for generations to come.